I ran into an old friend who I hadn't seen in a long time, and he invited me to his wedding. He'd met this nice girl playing Twister, and they bought a house and decided to settle down, so I thought may as well go to the wedding. But a very strange occurrence happened at the wedding. You know the traditional throwing of the bouquet? Well, there sort of seemed to be a lot of jostling on the church steps below. Right? Then all of a sudden, the bride's older sister rose above the pack, like a chiffon-covered ablet. And would have held the mark of the year, except her boyfriend went the spoil from behind. And you won't be getting any cliches out of me, Ed. Cliches, I avoid them like the plague.
And Trev, a big week this week for you, a North Melbourne man, you'd be very happy?
Absolutely. I actually heard a Hawthorn supporter cry out last Friday night about Carey. Oh, stop it, he's hogging it. You've thrown Carey by mentioning another player. Of course, you know, we all know Carey. He thinks the sun shines out of his tie. But you're dead right about your Craig Scholl. You would have a team of 20 Craig Scholls. Craig Scholl just never ever puts a foot wrong. He's fantastic.
There's 21 these days, 21.
Yeah,
mate.
I think you'd keep the boy Carey as well.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Now, speaking of the ties, I think we've had a bit of a meeting of minds here tonight because Doug Hawkins and Sam Newman both sporting the Three Stooges ties.
Right. And it's a bit hard to tell the difference where the tie stops and your head starts, Dougie.
Actually, I was just watching the end of the Elvis Presley special. Now, and it reminded me of something I read once. Now, did you realise that in 1955 in America, there were 1,000 Elvis impersonators, and in 1985 there were 25,000 Elvis impersonators making a living in the States. So that means by the year 2020, 2 out of every 3 men in America will be Elvis.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, Trev. That's certainly one way of looking at it.
Tell us a little bit about your own career as a footballer, Russ.
Oh, I was just a bit unlucky in my career because I'd done my knee when I was 2, and but what happened was I was in the pram and I fell out of the pram and the teddy bear landed awkwardly across my knee, and like it's a bit sad, you know, like a total reconstruction as a 2-year-old. So I sort of.
So did you take up any other sports, mate?
Oh, we used to go to the golf course only to steal golf balls, basically. But no, you played golf.
Mate, I'm the world's, you know, I'm the world's worst golfer. I think there is actually a gentleman's agreement on the golf course that any more than 10 is just 10. You know what I mean? Last time I played after 4 holes, I was 40, and I got to the 15, my own group had played through me. But,
cricket. That was the game. No, after footy, I'd done my knee. Cricket, you know, I seen Booney could do it, and everybody could do it. So I started practicing cricket. I used to get my mum's stocking, like most of the blokes do, and put a cricket ball in it and practice hitting it. I had to give that up because I stuffed me mum's knee, but you know.
I do actually know. I mean, I've known you for a long time, and you've told me a million times how you went to school with Doug Hawkins and how you once played on Doug Hawkins. We've had Doug Hawkins from you for 15 years, basically.
Yeah, I'm a Doug Hawkins junkie,
yes,
I have to admit. But I do have a claim to fame against Doug Hawkins. We were playing under 12s. I was playing for Parkside. He was playing for Braybrook. And after the game, everyone was patting me on the back. They said, Russell, you're the first person to keep Doug Hawkins to 6 goals.
That's fantastic,
right,
mate.
And the only problem was I was playing centre-half forward. He was playing centre-half back.
The home video getting into the act today at the Collingwood Tribunal
yes,
was Gavin Brown bringing in the St Kilda video from the home video.
The amateur video, it's big in the AFL Tribunal, and news just a hand from the Tribunal, Lee Harvey Oswald being cleared. Which is good news.
Looking for the grassy knoll, are they out of
I think so.
MCG?
I think, yeah, that's where the punch from that hit Dean Anderson came from. I think that came from the book depository. I think. It's been a big week for me. I've started a new business venture. And it's actually a new women's magazine, Ed.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
what have you called it?
It's called Iota. It's for the woman who couldn't give a toss. and may I just follow up and say, Sam, you should be ashamed of yourself.
What have I
the
done?
furore you've caused here in Melbourne last week. Now, will you learn your lesson? Next time you go to a casino, don't leave your girlfriend sitting in the car, all right?
What are you laughing at?
Oh, funny. Let's go to Trevor Marmalade for his all-star team, Trevor.
Yeah, well, I've stuck my neck out this week, Ed. I've gone for my all-star team, and I've got to say, it's the players that I reject that make this team the best. OK, let's go have a look at the team now. And from the back line, it's John West Salmon. The halfbacks, Waters, Lappin, Shaw. Centres, Lynch, Allen, Bond. Half forwards, Lee, Stretch, Denham. Forwards, Man, Lays, Hogg. Rucks, Free, Charles Manson. Interchange, Mooney Burns Christian and Nicole's Brown Simpson. And of course, and you might have noticed a couple of changes in that team. The ins and outs, they're out Gilbert and Sullivan, in Denim and Lays. No, actually, Ed, I just want to say, I asked Mel Brown for a copy of Mongrels I've Met, and look what I've got. I've been left with half a mongrel.
We'll be back after this.
Look, I really can't see anything bad about it, Eddie. As a matter of fact, I think it's quite tasteful and I don't see anything demeaning about it. I noticed a couple of people came out in the print media objecting to it, but by and large I thought it was very tasteful and it's a wonderful shot, as Sam said. Well,
Look at
yes,
this.
a wonderful shirt. That's one of those rivers, I think.
Obviously never had time to iron it. The peg mark's still in it.
Well, a bit of bondage.
Trevor, you've had a good look at the calendars.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think they might have gone too far. I mean, you know, just because you're in a calendar doesn't mean you have to show us your date. I do have the AFL calendar here, and I was just glancing through it, and there's actually something very interesting about this calendar which sets it apart. There is actually a 1900 number that you can ring, right, which, and the boys talk to you while you look at the photograph. Like, for instance, we got Alan Jakovich here, and a bit of a sample of Jack is there. Hi, girls. Want to hear something dirty? I'm down a mine shaft. I'm shoveling coal. You like that, don't you? Want me to shovel harder? That's pretty good stuff. And actually, that's the name of your upcoming memoirs, isn't it, Sam?
Shovel harder?
Mine shaft.
Trevor Marmalade, and once again, poor old Jacker on the receiving end. Well, the Footy Show is a show of the people. We really